I always wanted a music room because I wanted a place to practice so that I wasn't disturbing the rest of the people in the house, and also a place where I could get together with my grandkids and share music together. I love it because it's quiet. I love it because it's accurate. When I'm listening to music, I can hear every nuance. I love that part of it. The characteristics of the room are ideal. It's kind of a sanctuary where you can just relax and let the music fall over you. I didn't know where to begin, so I went on the internet, which I'm not sure is the best place to do my research, but it certainly got a lot of information. And Dennis Foley's name kept coming up because he had all these videos, YouTube videos, on acoustic engineering and sound technology. And so I contacted him and told him what I was trying to do, and I had the idea of like a 10-foot by 10-foot room, maybe 8-foot ceilings, and he said, no, don't do that. You have to have a much taller ceiling because the grand piano, the way that its acoustics are, you need more room for it to generate its sound. So we went back and forth, and we came up with the design for this room, which is 16 feet tall, 16 feet wide, and 23 feet long. And so he came up with the design criteria, and he said, get a hold of a qualified contractor who's creative. And I did that. Mark Polderman in this area does a very good job. One of the things that Dennis Foley was very careful about was to ask me what the application was. He wanted to know how I was going to use the room, because that makes a big difference as far as how it's designed. So I explained to him it's a 2-purpose room, piano and critical listening. So based upon that, he said these are the criteria, including a very tall ceiling, 16 foot in this case. And then there are treatments on the walls, floor, and ceiling based upon that. The height was difficult because the existing house is Cape Cod, single story. So to put a 2-story building next to it would look inappropriate. So the builder suggested excavating and using the basement space as the floor for the 2-story music room. The build process took a lot of back and forth between the contractor and Dennis, because he's doing this all remote and the contractor's on site, and based upon his experience and the materials that are available here on the West Coast, you can get more redwood, not so much here. So we used more natural materials that were available here. And the 16-foot height was a bit of a challenge, and they had to use what is called a balloon frame to accomplish that, and joists that were oversized to hang the quadratic diffusers from. So there are a lot of things that had to go into the process that we needed a lot of collaboration, even though it was remote, between Dennis and Mark. Also, another thing that we had to take into account was high humidity in the summer. This morning it was 93% humidity. So humidity control is important. So he suggested 2 mini splits, not so much because we needed both of those for capacity, but to give us coverage, that is, to move the air in the room so that we don't get any buildup of humidity. Also, we have a CO2 sensor that allows us to draw in air from the outside and exchange the air. The quietness, when you close the door and you turn off the blowers for the air conditioning units, it's very quiet in here. So when you're trying to do a recording, you can get a lot of dynamic range. And then when I'm sitting in my chair listening to my favorite songs, the characteristics of the room are ideal. And because it's an enclosed space separate from the house, you don't hear the dishwasher running or someone slamming the door or anybody mowing their lawn. So I really like that. And so it's a sanctuary, and it's also a place so I can get together with the grandkids to play. A friend of mine came over with 2 sets of stereo equipment from the 70s, and he really wanted to see how it sounded in here. And so we spent 4 hours with he and his son just playing through all the CD and LP recordings that they really liked in this room, and they really loved it. As a matter of fact, he hasn't come to pick up his speakers because he's hoping to come back and do it some more. Well, we have some pictures of the grandkids when they came over to play on my birthday last year, and that was March 6, 2020. And we had a great time, had a lot of fun, and then the next week it was all gone. So this is really the first time that we've gotten together with the 3 of us to play again. So that's very, very great that we can do that again.